Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Illusion of Gaia. In the last part we started off the game and got here to this bridge, and now let's head to the left and see what's in this fancy dancy schmancy room. And it's the princess's room, which means, who is it? It's Kara, or Kara. How would you pronounce that? A guest? And stop calling me shabby! It's me, Kara. Oh, that voice. Let him in or I'll tell everyone your old nickname. And if that was enough to get you, that's kind of scary. Yesterday, I was told to bring the crystal ring to King Edward. Terrible, it's terrible. Again, my father's trying to take something important from someone. I've escaped the castle before, but now they won't let me go out. Recently, something very strange has happened in the castle. My mother's hired a famous hunter. It's ominous. I feel scared. My mother and father seem to have changed. Please save me. Take me out of here. Please. Please come back, Will. Will you come back, you should say? And from that dialogue alone, it should be fairly obvious that the translation is kind of iffy on this. But it's 94 Super Nintendo, I'll still accept it. If it's 95 or beyond, though, I will not accept it as much. Well, at least it looked fancy smanchy for a king and queen. Yo, Will, you look so shabby. Stop calling me that! Did you bring the crystal ring? We never knew about anything like that before this, so no. How dare you say such a thing to me? Gods, throw this impudent weasel in prison. Then go to Will's house and find the ring. The ring? Ma'am, save me. Well, fine. God, everyone in this world is just beyond angry for some reason. And now we're in Edward's prison. I wonder why I have to suffer so. I wonder what will become of me now. Anyway, I have to think of a way to get out of here. And at this point, you have to investigate three things. The ball and chain, which someone was obviously chained to at some point. The moss in the northeast and southwest corners, for some reason, you have to investigate both. I don't get why, but you do. And then investigate the door. It's locked. No. And then you have to wait about half a minute for something to happen. I don't like it when games do that. So, as 30 seconds of filler, that Netflix original anime, Knights of Sidonia, I'll admit, I have a problem because I've watched it 8 times through in a row. Yikes. It's good, though, I will admit that much. Oh, hello. And it stays ration of bread, even Moss drinks water. And, well, at least he's right about that. And the bread is hard. Oh, I hate it when that happens to bread. It's disgusting. And it makes us miss Grandma Lola's creative cuisine. We'll admit snail pie is unique. And now we wait again. I don't like it when games make me wait like this. And time passes slowly, but the long day is ending. It pains me to think of the prisoners' feelings, not knowing what they should do. While I was trying to think of a way out, I drifted off to sleep. And a familiar voice speaks from our flute. It's magical. Will, this is your father. I don't know why I made him to Darth Vader there. But yeah, well, actually I do. Father? You were a cute child, but you've grown up now. Isn't Grandma's Lola's pie delicious? Sure, Dad. Where are you? I can't tell you now. I have something to ask of you. Listen. I'm not sure what happens if you say no. If you want to save me, I too was once held in a cell. Look at the left-hand wall. Random shiny thing. This? Have you heard anything from Grandpa Bill? Grandpa? He was an architect. Your grandpa knows the secret of that stone. Secret? Starting now, you will encounter a terrible thing. Oh, what a terrible night to have a curse. This makes no sense, by the way. Although this is our main goal. You must make a pilgrimage to the ruins of the world to find the mystic statues. And that line there is essentially saying the farther we get, the more difficult we go. But we do have our first objective, which is the Incan ruins. Iffy translation. What the? Hamlet! Oh, I love ham. But investigate the pig. I wonder if this is Kara's pig. No. But look, there's a letter and a key tied to its tail. And sorry to hear that you're in prison. It's terrible what my father's done. But hear what I have to say. I too am a prisoner in a prison of silk and gold. But tonight I will leave the castle forever. You will also be free. Kara. And we have the key. But they have little money. And let's reorder my inventory because I really like this thing being in a good order. And equip said key. And we're out. And dark space. I am Gaia, the source of all life. I'll give you some advice. When you defeat all the enemies in an area, you will get a jewel that increases your abilities. Push the start button to see the location of your enemies. Find the demons and defeat them. Record what's happened so far. And what she was talking about there, I assume it's a she, is the level up system in this is not like your average RPG. As she mentioned, when you defeat all the enemies in an area, you'll get a power up. So essentially, like in this room, there's 3 bats. By the way, you attack with the A button, and if you push the direction right after attacking, you'll do a jump attack, which is really powerful, and has a huge hitbox, too. And for defeating all those bats, we got our HP increased. That's how you level up. Every room you clear gives you a stat up. And you might notice they'll drop those little jewels like the one our father gave to us, somehow. If you get 100 of those, as a little thing will tell us later on, you can actually see the number increasing in the top middle of the screen. When you get 100 of them, you get a number added next to the heart. Those are lives. This is pretty much the only RPG system I know, besides the last story, which is fantastic, by the way, that uses a life system. Pretty much, when you have a life, it starts you back at the beginning of the room you're in, instead of booting you all the way back to the last save point, like what'll happen if you die with no lives. Creative little system there, I admit. And a lot of the enemies at this point aren't too bad because, you know, first dungeon has to be simple and easy. Unless it's Zelda 1, in which case it's all hard. And if you do the jump attack, everything goes down really quickly. And when I say that the jump attack has a huge hitbox, I'm not joking. Pretty much anywhere you are in that jump, it will hit something. And for beating them, we got our strength increased, which means we do more damage. Although it doesn't really matter against bosses because you'll always I'll actually get more into that in a couple parts though. I'll wait to explain that until the next dungeon. And what is this thing? Anyway, we have to use our telekinesis powers here. Also, you can hit that thing? I'll admit I did not know you could do that. That'll come into play a bit later on, though. Also, that was annoying right there. What that thing said there is, come here, the demon will get you. One thing that's annoying about this game is when a dialogue box is up, even the D-pad inputs can cause the text to progress on, which is annoying if you're trying to read it on like I do. Also, the telekinesis can attract the red not the red jewels, what are these things called? Dark gems? I'm not sure. The life givers, either way. The most annoying enemy in this dungeon, early on at least, is these little tentacle guys, because you have to wait for them. And when it's an action RPG, I don't really care for that much. Except for Secret of Mana, because for some reason I'm okay with that. Anyway, hitting that switch causes those little metal balls to go around, and you actually want to go the southern path first, but I forget about that for a moment there. And what the Dark Gaia... Yes, what the final boss of Sonic Unleashed tells us, what Gaia was telling us is, if we press the start button right now, pretty much a map screen will come up, showing a fairly limited map of the area, and a blue little demon face wherever there's an enemy. Useful. Very useful, especially in the final dungeons. And our defense increased, so now we take less damage. I should note, when it comes to the HP system, every little blue dot at the top counts as 2 life points. And every little small dot counts as 1. The same with the enemy health bar at the top. So essentially right now, I believe I have 5 health? And these spears are annoying, by the way. Mostly because they impede your progress, and that's never fun. Also, we can't press this because apparently it's rusty. Like me in... Actually, what game was I really rusty in? Oh, my original Castlevania 1 playthrough, because... I hadn't played that game in 3 years at that point. Anyway, jumping on the switch actually makes it work. And generally, if you find treasure chests in dungeons, it'll either be herbs or red jewels. Occasionally, quest important things. Occasionally. Yeah, they are called dark gems, actually. This is the guy telling you about the silver gems that get dropped. But I already explained that entire system to you. I will admit, actually, some of the dungeons in this game will get really long, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do them as all one parts or otherwise. I'll decide that as I go on. And what that little bat drop there was an HP increasing gem, which only restores your HP by 5 points. Anyway, there's 2 switches in this room, but they do nothing. So let's get bored and talk to Lola. Lola. What was I trying... Oh, I was trying to reference Little Shop of Horrors. No, that was called Audrey, wasn't it? Either way, what we have to do here is play Lola's melody again. That's why I said Lola. Get my thoughts mixed up in my cranium. Also, another really big nitpick I have about this game, these songs take too long to play. Then again, so does mastering some of the ones in later Zelda games. And now the strange voice in blue text again is telling us to go to the switch on the very right. And this is a really convoluted system. I'm not sure how anyone figured this out mechanically in real life. So essentially, it's similar to something in Mega Man X Command Mission, where you have to hit the switch on the 3rd signal. I just beat Command Mission, by the way. That's a good one. And the door is open. Whoa, that's a really weird sound. I don't get why that plays, but it does. It even did that back in the original Super Nintendo version, because, stuff. Actually, did this game ever get ported? No, I don't think it did, actually. Huh. You can actually wait to kill all these enemies, but I'm doing it now because there's a health restore coming up here. Because Gaia will actually restore all your HP when you talk to her. Anyway, as you can see here, the jump attack does have a rather large hitbox, as I mentioned earlier, because I'm able to hit them both. The best position is to go to the little block in between them, but the jump attack has such a huge hitbox, it doesn't matter. It looks like you're hurt, close your eyes. And I'm not going to read that line out every time. Your shape is only temporary, try standing on the in front of the statue next to you. Alrighty then. Or you can leave on accident. That won't happen often, I'll admit, because my controller's a little bit more sensitive right now, for some reason. And we're hearing a voice in her head. We're going insane. Will, I've been waiting a long time for you to come. I am Freedan. I am eternal. Let me help you on your journey. As time goes by, you'll come to understand my nature. And we slowly lose consciousness and die. Or we start glowing magicalness. And now we're a blonde guy. Well, actually, we were always a blonde guy. Now we're a Fabio ripoff, I suppose. But yes, now we are playing as Freedan the Dark Knight. I'm not sure what this game's obsession with the word dark is, but it is. Freedan does double the damage that Will does, mostly. Or he at least does more damage. And he has more range, and he'll have more abilities as we go on. Essentially, he's your early game superpower mode. Not the most overpowered thing in the game, but he can be rather strong. And we get the worst enemy in this dungeon, which I consider to be the boss, really. The Brown Skeleton, which, very similarly to a boss in Super Castlevania 4, eventually only becomes a brown skull. By the way, I will admit, you'll get tired of hearing this song after a while, because this plays in a lot of the game's dungeons. And, like Will, Freedan can also use a telekinesis type attack, so you can attract gems to you still. And a red jewel. I should mention, pretty much any jewels in this area, I believe, you can miss permanently. Because there are quite a few of the red jewels that you only have one chance to get. I'll admit, when I was playing this, I was getting a bit sweaty here because I only had 3 life left. And these guys do a lot compared to other enemies at this point. And for beating all the enemies in this room, we got a defense upgrade. Now that's useful. When the enemies are destroyed, Will can return to his original shape. That's misleading. You can actually turn back into Will any time later in the game, but I'll get more into that when we get there. Anyway, before going forward, investigate this barrel here for a red jewel. We have 4 in our inventory. Booyah. Hello, blue hair.
I saw you, but I'm surprised. You can change your shape like me. I'm Lily, an Ittery girl protected by the flower spirit. How did you know a melody you could only have heard from us? That seems poorly structured for some reason in my head. I learned it from Grandma Lola. She hummed it whenever she was upset. I've had some of her pie. It tastes rather unusual, doesn't it? You just like making fun of my grandmother, don't you? You know my grandmother? Actually, she asked me to rescue you. I have trouble pronouncing that word at times. I don't know why. Whoa, that sound again. The Elder's calling. I have to go. My planet needs me. We'll meet again. Goodbye, Will.
I don't know how that would even work physically, but I'll just say magic and look away. And we're back in Edward's Castle. That's the first dungeon in the game over with. Really simple. Later ones won't be. But with that, I'm gonna need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And next time on Let's Play Illusion of Gaia, we'll be continuing on in the game. That's an obvious statement, I know. And we'll actually be going to see Gaia really quick. Also, for an inescapable prison, we did that rather easily. See you guys then. And I'm ending the video in the same place because reasons.